All right, welcome back to Die Hard American Metal. Today, we're going to cut through all the hype around AI. Forget the buzzwords and the sci-fi stuff. We're talking about what this technology is actually doing on the shop floor, right now, and what it really means for your bottom line.
Look, that's the bottom line. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky futuristic idea anymore. It's about staying in the game, staying competitive, right here, right now. AI is really changing the fundamentals of how we work with metal.
But okay, let's get real for a second. It's one thing to hear these big, bold statements, right? But what does it actually mean for your CNCs, for your stamping presses, for your guys on the floor? That's what we're digging into today, the practical, boots-on-the-ground stuff. So to really get what's happening, you've got to think of this as the next big jump. We had steam power, then mass production, then automation. Well, now we've got intelligence. This is what they're calling Industry 4.0, and it's a whole new ballgame. And here's the absolute critical difference. Think about traditional automation, right? It's like a player piano. It plays the same song perfectly over and over. But that's all it knows how to do. It's purely reactive. AI. Well, AI is like a seasoned machinist, the one who can just listen to the machine, feel the vibrations in the floor, and know exactly when to tweak something. It learns. It adapts. It's proactive. It sees the problem coming before it even happens.
And all of this leads to the big idea, the smart factory. Now, don't let that fancy term scare you off. All it really means is that everything is talking to everything else. The sensors on your press are talking to the software, which is talking to your scheduling system. And AI? AI is the brain of the whole operation, making sense of all that data to make the entire shop, from quoting a job all the way to shipping it out the door, run smarter, not just harder.
All right, let's get down to the heart of so many shops out there, the tool and die room. This is where precision is king, right? We're talking microns. And this is where AI is changing the definition of precision.
Look, every single shop owner knows this headache. You can have the baddest 5-axis machine on the planet, but if it's just sitting there, silent, while your best programmer is burning hours and hours generating G-code, you're just bleeding money. That programming time is a killer. It's a huge bottleneck.
And this is where AI completely flips the script. With something called AI-assisted CAM, the whole process just gets transformed. The AI just looks at the 3D model, analyzes the heck out of it, and boom, it spits out an optimized program. We're talking optimal toolpaths, cutting strategies, the whole 9 yards. A job that used to take your guy hours, now it's done in minutes. And listen, this isn't about replacing your skilled people. No way. It's about making them superheroes. It frees them up to run more machines, to tackle the really tough, complex jobs. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the #1 profit killer in any shop. The big one. Unplanned downtime. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will drain your bank account faster than a key piece of equipment going down without any warning. Yeah, just let that number sink in for a second. $50,000 for a single hour of a machine being down. And that's not just the parts you're not making. That's paying for expedited shipping to catch up, it's paying your crew to basically stand around, and it's the damage to your reputation when you have to tell a customer you're late. The cost is absolutely massive. So what's the answer? It's called predictive maintenance. And the best way to think about it is like this. It's like that old-school master mechanic who can hear a tiny faint knock in an engine and knows exactly what's about to go wrong long before it throws a rod. AI does the same thing, but for your machines, 24/7. It's constantly listening, analyzing tiny changes in vibration, in temperature, in power draw to predict a failure weeks before it happens. It lets you schedule the repair on your time, not in the middle of a hot job on a Friday afternoon. Okay, so let's walk out of the tool room and over to the stamping department. We're talking high-volume, high-speed production here. The name of the game is speed and perfect consistency part after part after part. And you guessed it, AI is making some incredible things happen here too. For as long as I can remember, zero-defect production has been the holy grail, right? The ultimate goal. But how in the world do you actually achieve that when you're banging out thousands of parts an hour? A human inspector? They can't keep up. It's impossible. But an AI with a camera? That can. This is what makes 100% inspection in real time a reality.
Just think about the difference for a second. Your best human inspector, on a really good day, might catch, 70% of the defects? Maybe? An AI vision system that's been trained on thousands of good and bad parts, it's hitting 97% accuracy, or even higher. It sees tiny, microscopic scratches, little burrs, things the human eye would just gloss right over. And it sees them every single time. On every single part, that completely changes quality control from being a random spot check to an absolute guarantee.
All right, let's talk about one of the trickiest, most frustrating physics problems on the stamping floor, spring back. As we're all forced to use these newer, lighter, high-strength steels and aluminums, that material's tendency to just spring back after it's formed, man, it becomes a massive headache. It's the reason for a ton of scrap.
So you see this nerdy number up here, this R² thing? What does that actually mean for your press? It means the AI's prediction is damn near perfect. It can look at the material, look at the die, and tell you almost exactly what the final shape of the part is going to be after springback. This takes what used to be a black art, a whole lot of guesswork and tribal knowledge, and turns it into a predictable science. It means you can actually use these next-gen materials without pulling your hair out.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the cool tech, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, only one thing matters, the bottom line. Does this stuff actually make you money? Let's talk about the ROI, the return on investment.
It's really the only question that counts, isn't it? This isn't about getting a flashy new toy for the shop. It's about making smart investments that give you a real, measurable payback. And the numbers, well, the numbers are starting to speak for themselves.
Take a look at this. This is real data from some of the big players who are already doing this stuff. We are not talking about tiny little improvements here. We're talking about absolutely game-changing results across the board. Look at that, CNC programming time, from hours down to minutes. These are the kinds of gains that transform a business.
Let's just pull out that downtime number for a second, because it is so important. A 30 to 50% reduction. Think about that. That means you could cut your single biggest, most expensive problem basically in half. I mean, what would that do for your shop's capacity, for your profitability, for your ability to hit your deadlines?
And if you need one more number, here's the knockout punch. A potential 385% return on investment. That right there proves that AI isn't a cost. It's not an expense. It's a profit engine. It's an investment that could pay for itself almost 4 times over, just by stopping those catastrophic failures and getting the most out of your machines.
Okay, so the potential is obviously huge. The ROI is clearly there. So, how do you actually get started? Where do you even begin? Well, the path forward isn't about jumping in head first. It's about having a smart plan.
And let's not pretend this is easy, because it's not. Let's be honest about the roadblocks. The upfront cost can be a sticker shock. Your data might be a total mess. Finding people who know this stuff is hard. Getting a 30-year-old press tool to talk to brand new software? Yeah, that's a challenge. And maybe the toughest one of all, just getting the crew to buy in and not fight the change. These are real, legitimate hurdles.
But look, for every problem, there's a solution. So here's a practical, step-by-step way to think about it. First, start small. Don't try to change the whole shop overnight. Pick one machine, one single problem, and prove that it works. Get that quick win. Second, you gotta build your data foundation. That means getting the right sensors and collecting good, clean data. That's the fuel for this whole thing. Third, and this is maybe the most important, upskill your team. Train your best people, your veteran machinists, your sharpest operators to use these new tools. They are your secret weapon. And finally, remember you don't have to go it alone. Find partners who've already been down this road.
So here's what I want you to walk away with today. AI isn't coming soon. It's not the future. It's here, right now. It's already defining who wins and who loses. The tech is proven, the ROI is real, and there's a clear path to get started. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it?